Evolution, the belief that mankind and all creatures that exist on Earth have been the product of billions of years of adaptation, has become widely accepted by the scientific community as the source of life today. As a result, many people have failed to consider the other option for the beginning of the universe: creationism. Creationism is the result of centuries of belief in the words of the Bible that claim that the world was created by a higher spiritual being. In today's world, many reject the concept of creationism because it requires belief in a spiritual being. They also choose to reject it because they see evolution as the more scientifically supported choice. However, interpretation of evidence is key, showing that a case can be made for both arguments using the same evidence. One of the key ideas behind evolution is that all living creatures evolved from a common ancestor. This theory arises through the observation of biological, genetic, and anatomical similarities between species. For example, all creatures operate using a genetic code called DNA. This is a similarity that applies to every living thing. Likewise, the anatomical functions of most creatures, meaning the way the creature functions on the inside, are very similar. Most living things require oxygen, and all require water and nutrients to sustain themselves. These basic similarities are often used as evidence for evolution. However, what they really imply is that all living creatures have been intelligently designed to function in a very specific habitat, also known as Earth. This habitat is designed to be self-sustaining and to provide all the needs of its inhabitants. Some claim that evolution can be observed occurring around the world today. While this is true to a degree, it is important to distinguish between the type of evolution that can be seen and the type that Darwin developed. These two types of evolution are called microevolution and macroevolution. Microevolution is the idea that a specific species of animal can adapt and make physical changes as a result of its changing environment. This is, in fact, the exact thing Darwin observed while on the Galapagos Islands, where the theory of evolution was born. Darwin noticed changes in the local finches occurring, such as a change in beak size or shape. This was a result of changing food sources, requiring the finches to have stronger beaks for breaking open nuts. In many different species, these adaptations have been seen occurring. These observations became the basis for the whole of the theory of evolution. However, it is important to realize that Darwin never observed one kind of animal changing into another, such as finches changing into a turtle. Neither has anyone after him. In effect, microevolution can be proven, while macroevolution, the idea that one kind of animal can evolve into another, cannot be proven. The idea of microevolution is how many creationists explain the biblical story of Noah's Ark. The Bible gives the exact dimensions of the ark, making it clear that one male and one female from each of the many millions of species of animals that exist on the earth today could not have fit. However, incorporating microevolution, Noah would have only had to bring one kind of dog on the ark in order for us to have the diverse variety of dog breeds known today. This can be said of all the animal species. Many theories also point to the idea that creatures created at the beginning of time had a more diverse genetic code, meaning that one pair of dogs, for example, could have the genetic code to make up all dog breeds. It is key to realize that both the theory of evolution and creation are the result of two different ways of interpreting the same evidence. Evolutionists say that fossils of extinct sea animals with nostrils in the middle of their snout are evidence that whales evolved from land mammals. Creationists, however, would say that they are different animals that were deliberately created by God. Another point to remember is that science is based off the idea of testing a theory or hypothesis with fire. Scientists must do everything they can to disprove their theory, and if it still stands, then it can be considered law. This has not been the case with evolution. Most evolutionists will agree that the likelihood of evolution happening and progressing to the stage that it is today is very slim. However, they continue to believe that it actually occurred. A problem also exists with creationism, that it requires belief in a spiritual being, which many people today reject as impossible or superstitious. They also claim that there is no evidence for the existence of God. What they fail to remember is that the Bible claims to be that evidence. So, can you believe that a God exists and that he created the world? Or are you confined to the belief that evolution is the reason for life?